What are you giving me a thumbs up for?
Let you know who started.
So what?
I don't know, whatever this is. It's been so long I've forgotten. We just sort of sit around the table.
You just turned up at my house with a load of equipment, and I vaguely remember we used to do something. I don't remember what that is.
But then it stopped vibrating, so we decided to record a podcast instead.
Oh, podcasts. That was it. Yeah. We're Holocaust podcast. Back in the game.
Yeah.
And it's now back.
Back.
In the game.
In the game.
Back in the game.
Yeah.
We're Holocaust back in the game.
I know.
That's a brilliant place to put the music in.
Yeah.
We are the Holocaust.
Welcome to We Are the Holocaust.
That was some music.
It wasn't. I'm not going to edit that in.
Yeah.
I might edit that in.
You should edit that in.
I mean,
that was a perfect segue.
It was.
I've got good at these segue things now, doing the hockey podcast. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, it's like...
I say good at them. I've just sort of put them in.
Well, we mentioned that we managed that without a mistake as well. I was
Yeah.
about to say it, and my head just went, you're not going to even manage to say you managed that without a mistake.
You can edit that bit out and put the sound.
No, I'll leave it in.
Yeah.
I'm fallible. I don't want people going around thinking I'm perfect.
Wow.
So yeah, we're back, people.
Yeah.
So thank you for the emails saying that, oh, you got your new equipment and then disappeared. Well, yeah, we did. Well, I did. Rob just kept on doing his hockey podcast with the equipment, so it still got used.
Yep.
And we're now well versed in how to do things.
We can do things.
Yeah. It has been a very strange few months. I can't obviously speak on Rob's behalf, but I know he's also had a strange few months. And from my point of view, what was really nice was the amount of aggro I got from listeners. Just going, why haven't you done a bloody podcast? My ears need your velvety voice in them and stuff. And there's me sitting there crying into a bottle of special brew. If that comes in a bottle, probably comes in a can, doesn't it?
Probably.
The illusion's been shattered. I drink cider. I drink it by the bottle.
Yeah.
Not even cheap cider. I'm proper good cider.
Yeah. Proper good.
I mean, I might be miserable and depressed, but I'm not going to live like a tramp.
Oh.
Drinking Kestrel.
Kestrel. Caliber.
Yeah.
Caliber. Shitloads of Caliber.
I really stuff like that. I tell you what I did have this week, and I don't know if you've tried it, the Elgood's fruit beers.
No, the last fruit beer I had was vile. It put me off a lot of fruit beers. The exception, of course, being banana bread beer, because that's probably my favourite.
I had a cherry wheat beer.
I think Emma's had that before, and she didn't mind it.
I really liked it. I'm not a beer drinker, as you know. And when I drank it, it immediately tasted like a cherry-flavoured drink. But it had that aftertaste of a beer, which meant that now, if I go to a pub scenario, with bigger boys and proper men, and they go, "You have a beer, Bouncy?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll have an Elgood's cherry beer, please." Then they'll hit me.
What bigger men do you know?
What, bigger men than me?
Yeah.
As in, are you saying I'm fat?
No, you're tall.
I know people taller than me.
Well, yeah.
Like,
not around here,
Andre the Giant, he's taller than me.
He's dead.
Alright. Macho Man Randy Savage, he's taller than me.
I hate to break it to you. He's also dead.
David Bowie.
I don't think he was taller than you.
Oh. Well, at least he's alive.
Sorry.
Do you know what?
This is what happens when we go away. At least we listen to Terry Wogan in the morning.
Yeah. No, he stopped doing Chris Evans.
Oh, yeah.
But he'll probably be on the TV or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Children need soon.
Yes. Well, no, we had that. It's Sport Relief. He doesn't generally do Sport Relief.
He doesn't really do sport.
He didn't do Children Need this year because he was ill.
Yeah.
But hopefully he got over that.
I wonder what happened to him.
Well, it'll be about. But do you know what would be really good? If he did a radio show and did like a triumphant return of Motorhead. Oh, so blasé. I mean, it's been a weird time, hasn't it, for celebrity deaths? I mean, we've not even mentioned Alan Rickman.
No.
Which really hit me quite hard. To the point that we played the trailer for the new Alice in Wonderland film, and it almost made me break down in tears. Not because they've made a new Alice in Wonderland film.
Yeah.
The last one was pretty poor. But because the first line of dialogue is spoken by Alan Rickman. And I was thinking, oh, God. And I actually had a little wobbly moment in the projection room. Well, I always have wobbly moments in the projection room. I'm a big fat man.
Yeah.
But I kind of stood there and I just thought for a second and I was like, oh, That's quite sad.
Yeah. Glenn Frey died as well from the Eagles. I was I was surprised how sad I was by that one.
Yeah.
I kind of forget how much I really like the Eagles' music, so I was like, I quite liked his work.
Yeah, well, the other side of it is obviously all these people. A lot of people go, "Oh God, take him before their time." But most of them were over 60. Like, that's quite reasonable. I mean, it's unreasonable or unfair that it's a disease that could be prevented.
Yeah,
but other than that, they've lived quite good lives.
Yeah, I guess it's because like the average age now, a lot of people are into their 80s.
Yeah,
all my grandparents are into their 80s and stuff.
So. Are your grandparents millionaire rock stars?
My granddad might be. He keeps things pretty stum.
Because I wouldn't want a rock star who's a rock star in the 70s living past their 60s. I kind of
because they might end up advertising butter like Johnny Rotten.
Yeah, absolutely. or end up doing a fly on a wall mockumentary like bloody not Sid Owen.
Sid Little.
Just wait, no, this is even better when you hear actually what I mean. Ozzy Osbourne. That's obviously.
I was waiting for you to go for Sid the Sexist from the Viz comics as the second guess.
Well, it could have been Sid Vicious, but he died. So I think I went from your thing of Johnny Rotten to try to get to Ozzy Osbourne and started saying Sid Vicious, but realised that was the wrong one, so I just went with Sid Owen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to be back, isn't it?
Yeah. Flawless. Oh, wow.
Well, we're back anyway.
Yeah.
We've had a Christmas.
Yeah.
And you bought me a Christmas present.
Yeah. Happy February.
Yeah. Happy Febmas.
Yeah.
I have
it's to celebrate the start of 4 in Feb.
We'll talk about that later.
We will.
Well, actually, after this segment.
Yeah.
But,
after you've tried to open the bag, you mean?
I'll be opening this bag. What did you get for Christmas, Rob?
In general terms or in podcast-specific terms?
Well, something that's podcast-worthy.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Started it.
Yeah?
Yep. Obviously, a lot of time over Christmas, New Year was spent playing a certain game by Bethesda, which I'm sure we will touch on. Go on! You're either going to break that table, shit yourself, when you try to open that bag.
I like the fact you individually wrapped two things, and...
I'd like to say I haven't individually wrapped anything.
Okay. Well, Emma has individually wrapped two things,
and you've got a bag.
Even more delightful, the bag has bits of Christmas in it.
Yeah.
So I've got little pine needles in here.
Sniff it.
So I can...
It'll smell like a dead tree.
Oh, it does smell a bit.
Like a dead tree?
Well, it smells a bit like your house, obviously.
Yeah.
Not your house.
My house smells like dead trees, yeah.
You live in one.
Yeah, like, tree, yeah.
like the folk of the faraway tree.
Yeah.
That's the Enid Blyton book. Don't know if you ever read it when you were young.
I thought it sounded like a Hobbit.
Well, it's basically a similar thing. Yeah, she was the person who wrote the...
Enid Blyton?
Yeah.
Famous Five, isn't it?
Yeah, Famous Five and Naughty Amelia Jane and Noddy and all that. But she did these characters called the folk in the faraway tree. And there's a man called Tim... I think it's like Saucepan Head.
Right.
He had a saucepan on his head.
Yeah.
And Moon Face.
It's like a Ghibli. It's like a Ghibli thing. That is Saucepan
I would love to see Ghibli adapt it. Yeah. I don't think they've been a... You see, they do things like Lion and Strawberry, and that gets adapted all the time. And you get some really good stuff like The Enchanted Forest, it was called, and fuck all. But I like that bag. Yeah. That's like a massive air freshener there. So I'll keep opening. So you got Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yes, I did.
Sound effects. It's a podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Is that a Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Oh, now that couldn't have gone there if you tried. See, Rob and Emma.
I do pay attention after all.
Some of the cider I really like. Yeah. Right after I showed him the fact I'd stolen a glass at my staff Christmas party.
I did pay attention at MGPX to what you were drinking.
Yeah, that is.
It wasn't just talking to the barmaid about the Vancouver Canucks.
That is no. Because was she Canadian? Is that why?
She was from Vancouver, no less. Hence the Vancouver Canucks.
Well, that doesn't necessarily make it Canadian.
Yeah, I like the way they're so bad now. She had to move to Peterborough.
Well,
get away from it. Terrible.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
That's all right.
That's very nice. I shall save.
She'll drink that during the course of the podcast.
I shall save them for about 20 minutes' time.
Yeah.
If that's okay.
Is that during the podcast?
Yeah, possibly. We'll see how fast.
Next week's lottery numbers are.
So, Rise of the Tomb Raider, you started, and so far, so Tomb Raider-y?
Yeah. Yeah, brilliant. Good so far.
Good.
Basically builds on the reboot from a few years ago, 2013.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, so far so good. But as I said, I have been distracted by
on PC now.
Yes, it is. Oh. Yeah, and the first set of DLC just came out, which I can't remember which of Baba Yaga, Daga Logo, Dooga Luga.
Yeah,
The Babadook.
Is
So-
a witch that flies around a giant cauldron.
Yeah.
It inspired the cauldron flying thing in Mario. Was it Bowser
Sonic.
that went into...
I was going to say Sonic, Dr. Robotnik and his flying cauldron.
No, I think Bowser or Koopa had a big cauldron thing in Mario 3, maybe.
Could have been.
But that was
Yeah.
partially
Well,
inspired by that.
I've enjoyed it enough to buy that DLC.
Good.
So
Well,
there's a gold star if ever there was one, I guess.
Excellent. I got Guitar Hero, as we know.
Ooh,
From the
yeah,
course.
I have seen you
So
playing.
hard to get it for me in advance. And I also managed to swindle myself a copy. Oh, if I can remember.
Oh,
What did I get?
this is intense.
I got something.
Just the build up.
Grand Theft Auto 5,
Ah.
a digital edition,
Ooh.
accidentally.
Accidentally get a digital edition.
Well, what happened was I was bought
This is a with nail and
a
I
point
style
card.
story. I've got a holiday one.
Well,
so-
that's Christmas Day had that massive sale.
Yep.
And so I said to Claire, I said, if you want to get me a game, don't get me a game. Get me a gift voucher, and then I'll use that to buy a game
So I want.
in the sale.
Yep.
And it'll be cheaper than buying it on disc. And my Xbox is knackered with the disc drive, so
Yep.
everyone wins. So she gave me a £35 voucher or £50 voucher, I can't remember
Yep.
which it was. And I was scrolling through, I was chatting with my kids, and Grand Theft Auto 5 was on there with the whale shark card. I was like, oh, I'll just have a quick look at that. Which I think it's like 34 quid. And I thought, oh, that's not bad. Went to exit, didn't hit exit at all, made purchase. But I wasn't looking.
Yep.
I was chatting, and then I hit a button again. And managed to get through the entire payment process
Without paying
without
attention.
looking or paying any attention. And my son went, oh, you just bought that? I went, whoa, no! No refunds allowed. So
Yeah.
I now own Grand Theft Auto 5 as a Christmas present accidentally.
Yeah.
But I haven't had a chance to play it yet because of Fallout.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Mm.
But I've got it.
That's-
and what's
that's
nice
the
about it is
spirit, yep.
I've finished the story before.
Right.
So it's not like a game where I have to rush.
Yeah.
I want to get Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Xbox One because I enjoyed the game. And I'm interested in playing it first person and bits and bobs like that. But yeah, so I got that and a few other bits and bobs. My eldest, who's now living with me, which is great because he got a 2 terabyte hard drive for Christmas.
Hey.
So now all of my installed games are all on a 2 terabyte hard drive. We've got about 100 meg left. So if you work that out, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
But yeah, I even bought Fallout as digital edition.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want to mess around with the hard drive. I don't know with the disc drive. I don't know why I bothered because that disc wouldn't have come out for about 3 straight months. All I was just getting it once and fine. But yeah, I really had quite a weird but pleasurable Christmas. Lots of work.
Lots of work.
My New Year's was not so great. As the fireworks went off, I was cleaning shit off a wall.
What?
I was at work.
Oh.
We'd had a late night show of Star Wars,
Right.
and someone must have either had a dirty protest
Yeah.
or had explosive diarrhea in a cubicle. And so I went to the toilet check at the end of the shift and walked into the room, and it was like, oh, a smell I've not smelt since my kids were babies.
Yeah.
And I thought, I don't want to open the door. I could just leave the door. I could leave the door and pretend I've not seen it.
Yeah.
But then I thought, we're not open tomorrow until mid-afternoon, and that would have festered. So my duty meant I should do it. So I went and got some tissue and some cloths. Didn't get gloves for some reason. I decided to do it with not bare hands, but just by wadding tissue, and it's all tiled walls. So I was like, that's fine.
Emperor
So
Palpatine.
spray cleaner, get it in, get it done. And at one point, I noticed a bit on my hand, and I was like, ah! As the fireworks started outside.
Yeah.
And my New Year's midnight was spent cleaning shit off a wall.
Huh.
So I took a photo in a window, in a mirror in the toilets of me just going, thinking, it doesn't matter how shit the rest of the year is, it's never going to be cleaning shit off a wall in New Year shit.
Yeah.
So that's that. And then had a month of trying to do a podcast. We did try and get together.
We did.
We've both been quite busy and work's been quite busy. Because a film called Star Wars came out and fucked everything up. Because everybody wanted to see Star Wars.
Yeah.
So now they don't. So
not
I
anymore.
can have a day off now.
That'll be on DVD by the end of the month.
May.
Is it?
May or June.
I would have expected that to be out for Easter.
It's in a very early Easter this year.
Yeah, still.
And there's a 4-month window limit on big films. So, yeah, they would have... So they'll leave it for around May. the new Lego game is Force Awakens.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. Well, I did see the trailer. I saw
It was leaked this morning and then
flipping
announced
through
today, yeah.
Twitter. It was...
And that's going to be out in June, following the release of the Blu-ray edition. Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy Star Wars?
Yes, very much.
You saw it at the Lux, didn't you?
Yeah, we saw it on the first proper day. I needed the midnight show.
Was I working that night?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I think that's
if I'm honest, it was December, months ago.
Yeah,
so.
It was glorious.
Yeah, very good. Really enjoyed it. Really.
I mean, now
very much in the spirit of the originals.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I can tell my really cool little Star Wars story now because I'm past embargo.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I've even told you. I think I did tell you.
Yep.
I think I sent you the photos of the title screen. Was that you I sent those to?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, for the people at home who don't know, what happened was, working in a cinema, we are very strict on release dates and showings. But at the same time, Disney have a lot invested in Star Wars being a success.
Yeah.
So they sent communication out saying, we need cinema managers and projection teams to do sound and video checks on your version of the film to make sure that the first show is pristine.
Yeah.
And they said,
after that, fuck it.
They said, if you want to watch the whole film, that's absolutely up to you. But you can't tell anyone you're going to watch it. You can't tell anyone you have watched it. You can't tell anyone you're watching it. You can't mention the story. You can't do anything. So a day and a half before it came out, I was able to watch the entire film pretty much in an empty cinema. 2 rows from the front.
And then you shit up a wall to celebrate.
Do you know what? I think twice during that film I had a tear just on the verge of dripping out of my eyelid because it was just so Star Wars.
Yeah.
It was like somebody had reached back into my childhood and just given me a gentle pat on the back and go, don't worry about the prequels, it's all going to be alright.
Yeah.
Eventually someone's going to make a good Star Wars film.
Yeah.
They're just going to stop George Lucas making them and they'll be a good one. Do you know George Lucas thinks that Empire Strikes Back is the worst Star Wars film?
Well, he's incorrect.
It was interviewed because he was complaining about Force Awakens, saying it's basically just a remake. It's a retro-style film. It's like, no, it's a retro-style film in the sense it's a sequel to a trilogy from 30 odd years ago.
I see where the comparisons to New Hope come from. Let's be honest,
but
they're pretty strong.
Cyclical nature in film is very often a thing, and so father to child. I mean, there are all these themes that will always echo through eternity.
Yeah.
That's Gladiator, isn't it? Star Wars.
That's the universe.
Well, anyway, and I watched it. I loved it. I watched through the entire credits. I didn't move. I stood up. I went home. And no, I didn't go home. I watched Black Mass with Johnny Depp. About half an hour later, but I went for a walk just so I could be on my own for a little bit, just take it in. And then I thought, I can't talk to anybody about this. It was like being touched by Rolf Harris. Like, there's a certain amount of time before that's going to come out.
Yeah.
And now
it has to be 24 hours in your case with Star Wars.
Yeah, I took photos during, so I've learned from most of these cases that evidence is something required. So I was in the cinema thinking, well, I shouldn't take a photo. I really shouldn't. I mean, it breaks all the rules, but nobody will believe me if I don't just do something. So I was like, BBFC logo, long time ago. So cool. That'll be it. That'll do.
Yeah.
And
I'm still pissed that the Manchester Storm hockey team didn't do a Star Wars night and rebrand themselves as Manchester Stormtroopers. Because that basically wrote itself.
It did, but then do they want to pay Disney?
I kind of spoke to somebody who used to work at Disney about that, just kind of like on the sly, going, you know, what? How much would it actually cost? It's like, well, when you consider the size of British hockey teams and the size of Disney and all the stuff that's going on, you could probably get away with it. You know, they get a little bit of localised thumbs up PR.
Well, this
going, Star Wars, you know, yay, Star Wars, and then the team get the boost from the, you know, do it quietly, but obviously, you know, tease it. So we have a special night, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then, you know, sell the shirts at the end. Yeah. The shirts are basically in the wind then, because people have bought them and they go, no, I don't know what you're talking about, mate. So the team can just go, Disney get a little bit of localised coverage to help promote Star Wars. Everybody's happy. So it's kind of like, it's not, the cost to them just isn't significant.
There's a really interesting thing.
A couple of, like, 20 hockey shirts. It's nothing.
The promotion side of it, like, with Star Wars, you aren't allowed to appear as Darth Vader without a license.
Yeah.
And what I found out as a purpose...
Bloody bureaucrats. Taxation of the trade routes.
I'm afraid you can't use this licence because you're not a man from the West Country being dubbed over by an African-American.
You're Jeff Vader.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Why do
that's
people
all
ask
gone.
messages when my son's messaged me halfway through the show?
Yeah. Are you doing a podcast? No, you're not, you lie. I haven't done one for months.
You're just at home having sex, aren't you? Yes, Harry, that's what I'm having on the kitchen table right now.
On your bed!
With roll. So what I found out as a result of all this promotional stuff, we were trying to get some stuff to do a big Star Wars night at the Lux. In the end, we just gave everybody a lightsaber and took photos.
Yeah.
It was great. And people came dressed up, and it was awesome. But we contacted Disney and said, what are the rules? And they sent out this big press pack saying, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this.
At least they're prepared for it.
They were massively...
I mean, they are Disney, to be fair.
And they basically said, we will relax the rules on official appearances. So you can dress as Darth Vader and say, there's Darth Vader as an appearance. So you can advertise it as such.
Yeah.
So you could go into a fancy dress play as Darth Vader, that's fine. But if you're selling a ticket for an event, you're saying Darth Vader appears, you have to have permission.
Right, okay.
Then what I found out, and this is where it goes...
So you could walk around town dressed as Darth Vader with like a sandwich board going on at the Lux.
Yeah.
That would be fine.
That would be fine.
Okay.
But not any other time. There's like 48 hours.
Right, okay. Not any other time. Can't do it now.
Yeah. And then I found out that there are entire stormtrooper legions around the UK.
Yeah. Did you not know this?
No!
Really?
I didn't know this.
Oh, right, next time it's on, hopefully in Peterborough again. I try and remember there was a day at, I forget the place the centre, it's in Palmwell in Peterborough near where we are.
Right.
And it's called Feel the Force Day. And it's a
Beg
big...
your pardon?
No, seriously, it's called Feel the Force. It's basically, it's primarily designed for special needs. So...
What are you trying to say, Rob?
No, you fool. But you have people from, whichever legion is nearest to us.
Right.
Other people dressed up as Chewbacca or loads of people just Doctor Who. There was one family all dressed as Superman. And some was in a wheelchair. And they turned the wheelchair into the Fortress of Solitude. It was amazing. And just loads of stuff like that.
That's so many jokes I can make.
I know. But... Yeah, I didn't know you didn't know that.
No, and this is the thing. So I got in touch with a couple, and they were like, "Oh, sorry, we're all booked.
Yeah,
we've got 26 of us going to one cinema."
Yeah,
for fuck's sake.
There's groups who do it dressed up as predators as well. Seriously,
Operation Nutri, I'll have a lot of them.
Not those sort of predators, you fool.
I'm dressed as Jimmy Savile.
Steve, you got it wrong again.
Literally a sexual predator.
Yeah. Not that one. Not that one, Steve. The one from the Schwarzenegger film. What? Gary Busey? Oh, Gary Busey film. Gary Busey.
The one that had
Point Break? No, not Point Break. What, Lethal Weapon 2? No, not Lethal Weapon 2.
The Saw 2?
Fuck's sake, Steve.
Not Saw 2.
Fuck's sake, Steve.
No, was he in Saw 2? No, he was only in Saw 1, wasn't he?
I can't remember.
Yeah, Detective Trap, I think his name was. First name. I
like that. Detective Trap in the Saw film.
I'm sure that was what his name was. I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to Google it. But I'm pretty sure his name was Detective Trap.
Yeah.
It was interesting, to be honest, because I didn't know that these things... I mean, I knew that people dressed up, obviously.
Yeah.
Tap, not trap.
Yeah.
Tap. That's not as funny as it is.
No.
But
I've edited that entire bit of the podcast out. Trap.
But yeah, so I was quite pleased because I thought there would be cosplay communities, but I didn't realise it was like a massive organised and
just showing Emma and I went to, a chap came in full Jedi regalia. And another man farted, so the first one stabbed him with his lightsaber.
He farted.
Seriously. Well, you get those lulls between films or between adverts where it's just the sound just drops. Yeah. So it's like the end, the Volkswagen adverts, it just goes silent at the end of the next thing. So literally the guy was just there and just went, and the music, like everyone just at the prime moment, and there's this guy just went. It was a bit like, sorry. Just it was just the fact he'd blatantly been caught red-handed.
So the Jedi are now going around executing people for passing wind.
Well, it's only a plastic sword.
Are you sure he wasn't a Sith?
He might have been. He might have been after that. I think the other bloke had a Sith ass after that. Sith his pants.
I'm a shit lord. I mean, Sith. Damn autocorrect. Yeah, so no, Star Wars.
His pants have gone over to the dark side.
Absolutely. Yeah. They've taken the trip to Brown Town.
I think that's a different film. I suppose blaxploitation films in the 70s.
Yeah, we've had.
Shaft.
Obviously, I'm now living with my partner. I've been here for 3 months now. And
Why do all stories about poo bring us back to you living with your partner?
Because it involves poo. That's why. So, when you first move in with someone, there is that certain period of you don't really want to be farting too much. You don't want to be caught out doing anything you shouldn't be doing. And I had a very upset stomach,
right?
For want of better words. I wasn't at the point of it just pouring out of me like a bottle of Coke.
Yeah.
But it was at the point where it didn't matter how much I wiped. It was like, as Andy says in Parts of Rec, it's like wiping a wax crayon.
Yeah. What is up there? I wipe and I wipe and I wipe.
So I basically had one of those situations where I knew when I went to bed that I was going to wake up and there'd be more skid marks and Bruns Hatch.
Yeah.
Right? So my plan was just get out of bed first, bundle my clothes up, put the washing machine on.
Yeah.
But then I had a little bit of sleep amnesia.
Right.
I forgot all about it.
Right.
And so I just chucked my clothes in the laundry basket. And my partner, she's very thorough. She checks pockets and things and she separates clothes. And she just came downstairs and she looked at me, and she put the washing in the washing machine and she didn't say a word. And the washing came out of the washing machine and she took my pants out and she looked at them and she went, screwed them in a ball, opened the bin and threw them in the bin. And I went, what's the matter? And she went, there's no saving them. And that was it.
Never spoken of again.
So I now know I am with the perfect woman because I can essentially shit myself and she won't make a big deal out of it. She'll just throw them in a bin in the kitchen. That bin right there. Oh no, I would stab my loads over. I was holding that in for a pause. And I thought that would be a pause.
I was just making sure I emptied the bin since.
I hope I'm not emptying my bowels, so I don't mind anything else. So yeah, that is pretty much my Christmas. Anything other than that happened with you?
I played surprisingly little on the Xbox actually. I played less over Christmas and New Year than I expected to. Watched a few films though. I catch up with a few more films. I saw the new RoboCop.
Yeah, she's alright now.
To a point.
It's better than it had any right to be.
I don't know about that. It was okay.
Better than RoboCop 3.
Well, your fart's better than RoboCop 3.
Better than RoboCop the TV series with Face Morgan.
Now I've grown up, yes, but when I was a kid, that was like...
Better than RoboCop the animated TV series in terms of...
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
In terms of actually being reasonable. I liked the scene where it was just his brain and a load of nerves.
Yeah, it freaked Emma out a bit.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how I felt about it, actually.
Yeah.
I kind of liked from the original the Peter Weller, just that being kind of all left to the imagination, what's actually left.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how I felt about it.
I
don't know how I felt. Yeah, they were probably the best bits, the way they did those. But then they were always the best bits in the original.
Yeah.
The kind of way they did those news broadcasts.
Yeah.
It was almost like it was one of the strengths of Starship Troopers. That kind of would you like to know more thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of style I really like. That was good.
I think it works in a sense that it is reflective of now as RoboCop original was of the 80s.
Yeah.
But now it's not as exciting a time. Like we're now looking at drone strikes and automated vehicles and stuff like that. So it deals with that, but that's not as exciting as Wall Street money investing in technology.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like street crime and drugs compared to corruption and
lying to the wife.
Yeah. But I quite like the idea of having one human hand to make him more...
Yeah, again, I wasn't sure how I felt.
If you give him a human hand, people won't look at him as a robot. Like, yes, he will. They look at him as a robot with a human hand.
Yeah.
As opposed to a human hand, because obviously he's human. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He's mostly machine.
Yeah.
You can see that, because there's fridge
It felt
magnets
like
over his back.
It felt like a token hand, to be honest.
It did. It felt like Forrest Whitaker in any ensemble cast.
Yeah. Token hand.
There you go. You could be the RoboCop's hand.
Forrest, can you just stand at the back, please? What?
It's like Ahmed Best's character in South Park, Big Lunga with Operation Human Shield.
Yeah.
Oh god, we're getting into race. No, there's race relations. There's also the Oscars as well. There's a big discussion about are the Oscars racist?
Yeah.
And obviously, working at a cinema now, a lot of my life is either games or movies. And all I need to do now is go back to my old shop and sell just videos, and I can have that 90s TV show movies get into videos.
Yeah.
But that would be...
I mentioned that the other day on Twitter to someone. What did they mention? Oh, I think it was because it's transfer deadline day, and he's a big Oxford United fan. He's like, everything was much better. It was all like CFAX.
Yeah.
Like, used to find out, but he said one thing's improved, at least now you don't have to find out about the latest games releases from like Entertainment USA. And I'm just like, no, movies, games and videos, Saturday lunchtime on ITV.
Yeah,
that was it. And then there was normally a Star Wars film after that. One of the original cuts. Normally Return of the Jedi, occasionally Empire, rarely New Hope.
My friend won a competition on movies, games, and videos.
Oh.
He won the entire
Never been seen again.
No, the entire box set of Dean Kane's The New Adventures of Superman on video.
Oh.
And he won that, and he was very pleased with himself.
Did he get Lois and Clark Adventures as well, which was kind of like a half semi-follow-up continuation of that?
I think it probably was. It was a full, great big. It was like that longest box set. So better on that videotape.
That was bigger than the Babylon 5 box set.
That was a very large box set.
Very large box set.
I've had to shut my laptop down.
Oh.
I forgot to plug it in.
Do you want to use this plug next to me?
No, I'm going to go off script.
Oh fucking hell!
Yeah. So you're now the secretary.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, this discussion we had, and the owner, as you know, he's got a bit of West Indies in him.
Yep.
I mean, he's got West Indies lineage.
Yeah.
Not that he's just eaten somebody from Samoa.
Yeah.
That's like the West Indies.
No.
From Jamaica. And is that a West Indies?
Jamaica is.
Yeah. I'm down with it now.
Yeah.
But so he was saying, do you think you're a bit racist? I went, no. So to be honest, there haven't been that many great black films this year. Like, I genuinely struggled. Selma was very good.
That was last year.
Well, it's still sort of...
Oh no, it's Oscar bracket. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I was thinking you meant 2016.
So Selma, there's Concussion coming up.
Concussion hasn't got great reviews.
No.
I think it's the shock impact of what it's
Michael
about.
B. Jordan in Creed. And I really couldn't think of many others, in all honesty. And it wasn't...
Michael B. Jordan in Fantastic Four. I watched that, actually.
Yeah.
Over Christmas.
And?
Nowhere near as bad as the reviews.
What did I say?
Nowhere
What did
near.
I say? I said on this very podcast.
There were. I can. The ending was okay-ish.
It's a messy film.
It is a messy
but
film.
It's not a terrible one.
No.
And Miles Teller was great in it. Actually,
He was okay. They were all okay. They were all fine.
They're all great in an average film.
Yeah.
If they'd had better direction, that film,
Yeah.
they all had.
I even like the what they did with Victor Von Doom.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I loved how his violent little walk that he had. It just felt like, you, the bloke from Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Pff, you're gone.
Yeah.
And then just crushing. I mean, crushing an entire room full of people.
Yeah.
And it just being they're dead.
Yeah.
No,
it was
people
alright.
moving.
There were flaws, but it was watchable.
Yeah.
What else did Emma and I watched something else that was critically panned, but we didn't think was that bad. I can't think now. I watched Everest as well, which was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've not got around to it yet.
It was alright. Again, I think most reviews were like 7 out of 10, which is probably fair.
Yeah.
It was, based on real events and sad in that respect.
Mountain.
Yeah. I thought it was about the double glazing company to start with.
I thought it was about an ice cream company.
It's like Jake Gyllenhaal's business is failing. He's got going the same as that guy who's got
down to the
holiday.
business. Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an odd year. Anyway, we now got through Christmas and January and everything else. We're now in February. You know what that means, Rob?
We're one step closer to the summer.
We are. But before we get to summer, we've got a leap day. 29th of February.
Yeah.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Well,
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah.
And we've also got 4 in February time.
Hey.
I love 4 in February.
You do?
You don't.
Yeah.
Last year,
I misjudged it last year. Yeah, I misjudged it last year.
You really did. You didn't.
I
finished those 4 games yet.
The only one I didn't was Mass Effect.
So yeah, you need to get those done. So it's a Nacho hat. A year later,
to be fair, I have not turned on my 360 since I got an Xbox One.
Is it? It's not my problem.
No, it's not. But I'm just I expected now I'll finish a few of those bit like Bioshock Infinite.
Yeah.
But I'll finish that off. I'll get around to it. And
yeah, you can just put that disc into your Xbox One.
I've got a disc. I got it in gold.
And it wasn't downloaded to your Xbox One.
Does the backwards compatibility go back to games which were there before?
Yeah.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, anything you bought as a
that's fine. Maybe I misread it. I was under the impression it's only stuff from 1st November.
Yeah, no.
They brought back as compact.
No, I mean not every game works, but Bioshock Infinite is on that list.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you go,
that means now I have to actually move myself. So now I've got boots on to do that.
All you have to do is go to where your games are. On the right hand side is ready to install. And any 360 game you've got, there's a compatible.
I will double check that then.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it might not.
It wasn't there last time I looked, but I didn't know if that
just
started
yeah. So I think it went in January. I think they updated it again.
I did grab Deus Ex this month because that was a 360 game.
Yeah, I forgot to do it.
The 4 they've got now are very uninspiring. I think Gears 2 is one of them.
Yeah, Gears 2.
The 3 are like, what?
Then obviously there's Hand of Fate, which looks like it's got a lot of potential for me. It's my sort of game.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the one later in the month is. I mean, it's not a massive game, but it's two. They're two games I don't own, so that's always nice. But yeah, I mean, they're free games. I don't really. Do you know, sometimes I like it when it's a game I've never heard of, because I think, I would never have bought that, but now I'm going to play it and give it a go.
Yeah, you tend to do that more than I do, though. I'm kind of like, I want to play that, I want to play that, I want to play that.
Yeah,
and
because I'm Lou and you're Andy. I'm like, would you like to play the game about the baseball that jumps up and down?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I want that one.
Yeah.
You want that one?
I know what I want.
You want FIFA 16?
Here we go. Zeros, Hand of Fate, Styx, Master of Shadows.
That's it. Styx, Master of Shadows is a very hard but very good stealth-based game. Came out last year, and I've been quite keen to play it. So
maybe I will have a look.
I mean, either way, it's worth downloading them just the once and then having them for if there's a real drought at some point. You can just
Well, I've got Thief as well from last month. For that, so
yeah,
Styx is available from the 16th of this month. So
yeah, the 16th they should have said.
Yeah.
What's the other Xbox 360 game? Because Gears is the end of the month.
Yeah, it is Sacred Citadel.
Well, I can sort right off.
Yeah.
Oh, but anyway, 4th of February, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So, you basically said good luck with that when I said I was going to do it.
After last year.
But you've now decided to get in on it, maybe?
Yeah, I've picked 4 games.
So what have you picked?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That makes
and
sense.
we'll finish that. Obviously, we started it as we mentioned, so get that one finished. I need to finish the main quest on Fallout 4. Because I've played it quite a lot, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
I need to finish the main quest, so that's on there. Valiant Hearts, which again I started but have not finished. And likewise, the final instalment of Telltale Games' Game of Thrones series, which I had on Xbox 360. I still haven't played yet, even though it's been out since late November.
Okay.
So I need to get that finished to round off that little Telltale story.
Excellent.
So those are my 4.
And I think that's quite reasonable. Actually achievable.
Yeah.
And you get to play Fallout and Tomb Raider, which is the game you want to play. So with mine, I've got Lego Jurassic World.
Yep.
Which I got onto the Lost World. So I still got all of Lost World, Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. So I think that's still enough to say there's a whole game there. So I've got Lego Jurassic World. I've got Halo 5 Guardians.
Yep.
Which I really want to play because I enjoyed Halo 4 a lot.
Yeah.
But because of all the bullshit around Master Chief Collection and because of all the muck about with split screen being taken out and charging
Emma got really angry with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. the other day.
Right.
Because one of the characters was blatantly playing Halo 5, just sitting away, and then the other one just joined in, picked up the controller, and she's like, "No! That's factually inaccurate!" I
used to have a thing on my blog which was soaps getting games wrong.
Yeah.
And
you hold the controller upside down or something.
Yeah, well, there was one which was Neighbours, and in the Kennedy household, somebody was playing on a Game Boy, and you'd hear all these computer noises, but they're clearly dubbed on afterwards. There was no game in that Game Boy, just empty.
Yeah.
How lazy I'd be at the prop house to go, there's a console. Is that as it would look? Yeah. Yeah. You're not even just going to glue a game. I mean, you've gone to the effort to get a console, but you couldn't find one of the 74 billion copies of Tetris that are around the world.
Didn't Tetris come free with it as well? That's the worst part.
Yeah, I mean, most people that's the one that they left in there when it stopped playing as well. But,
no word of a lie, Tetris is still in my original Game Boy. Still works. Still works.
But yeah, so I've got Lego Jurassic World, Halo 5 Guardians, which I'm just going to play the story, get it done, so I know what happens next.
Rise, Son of Rome, you've got on the list as well.
Rome, yes.
Yep.
And Costume Quest 2, which is the follow-up to Double Fine's Costume Quest, which came out of one of their... every year, Double Fine, which is the studio headed by Tim Schafer of Broken Sword... Broken
Arrow with John Travolta.
Broken Age fame, going back Brutal Legend, going back Monkey Island and Day of the Tentacle and stuff like that. So he makes very good games. Psychonauts as well he made, and Grim Fandango. So yeah, you look at some of the best games around. He made this game as what they call Amnesia Fortnights. So each year they have a fortnight where they just don't have to work on any game commercially.
Yep.
They just make a game. And then they take all of those games and they release them on a Humble Bundle,
Mm-hmm.
so you can buy all the prototypes. And then some of the prototypes will go to become full games.
Yeah.
So Massive Chalice that came out on Ghost Gold was one of those.
Mm-hmm. Which I did download actually. So.
Yeah, there you go. Costume Quest was one. Stacking with the Russian dolls.
I do remember it. I didn't play it.
That was one. And there was a few others like Toy Soldiers and stuff like that. And the Connect Pie, the other one, my favourite Connect game. That was another one where they just went, let's just make a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
So Costume Quest basically was a stripped down RPG with turn-based combat, and it put you in a role of a group of kids going trick-or-treating at a time where a load of monsters have invaded the town. And so you knock on a door to go trick-or-treating, you might get candy, you might get a monster to fight.
Okay.
And the costumes you wear are your battle suits, like Power Rangers style in the game. And it was really good, like really, really good, really funny. I don't like Japanese RPGs because there's too much grinding and a bit boring. And they just stripped it down 6 hours of good story, humour and what have you. The sequel came out last year. I really wanted to play it, but the Xbox One version was about 16 quid.
Right.
And I did think, I bought the first one for about £3. I kind of object to paying £16 for the full one. But in the sale, they had it like $2.74. So I bought it and I started it at midnight this morning. Midnight yesterday. So I finished it tonight.
Yeah.
It's great, and I loved it. And I'm still going back and just playing around in it and punching things.
Oh.
And I found a costume I didn't know existed by planting a tree. This one's got a time travel mechanic.
Right.
And so I found a seed in the past, I planted that, and then in the future I remember seeing a gardener, so I chatted to him, got some fertiliser, went back to the past, fertilised the plant, and when I went to the future again, that's a tree to climb.
Yeah. Nice.
That's time travel for you.
Yeah.
Quite depressingly though, you meet a kid in the past in the sewer,
Right.
playing with a piece of candy, and in the future his skeleton's just on the floor.
Yeah. I thought it was in the gardener's skeleton.
That's quite bleak,
Yeah.
really. You think, he never got out of that sewer. There was a ladder. We came in on the ladder and we left on the... There was a ladder.
There was candy.
Did he eat the candy? Did that kill him?
Yeah.
What happened?
Sewer candy.
Was it, So, yeah, that was a bit odd. Also, I have this thing that I say to my partner where I go, I'm ripped. I'm strong, I'm ripped. And one of the bosses went, I've been doing push-ups, I'm ripped. So, took that photo, put it as my Facebook profile for the day.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Loved
So, yeah, one game done already.
Yeah, well done.
So, luckily, I've added a 5th game.
Yeah.
I've now got Halo Spartan Assault, which is an isometric one. So, I've still got 4 left. But I'm 1 up. Right?
1 up.
1 up already.
Well done.
Yeah. You right?
Yeah.
Keep looking at the mixer.
Yeah, just making sure everything's running okay.
It's nice. I like the fact it's got lights on it.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like we're a Knight Rider.
Well, yeah, true.
Woo woo!
Yeah.
Woo woo!
Didn't Rise start out as a Kinect game for the 360? Wasn't that what it was originally advertised as? There was like a promo trailer at E3 one year.
It had motion control.
Yeah. I'm sure it was supposed to be like a dedicated Kinect game because it had the whole swipe your arm to hack someone's head off.
Pretty much all the combat is quick time events now.
Yeah. I'm sure it's supposed to be like an adult Kinect game. So like Kinect Star Wars, but for grown-ups. And then
Kinect Star Wars was for grown-ups.
You know what I mean? And then
it
just didn't like happen. And then all of a sudden it appeared as like Rise, Son of Rome, these quick time things. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was definitely demoed as a kind of combat thing. But yeah, I played the first little bit of it when I got the game. I got it for like the $5 in game or something there on sale. I was like, alright then. And I thought it was alright, but it was quite early on in having the Xbox One. So I had like 7 games all at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you have a choice of playing a slightly hokey Roman war game or Forza 5,
you
play
play the slightly
Forza
hokey
5.
Roman. Okay.
And then other games came out that I wanted to play, and it just got left on the shelf, which is kind of also what Fallen February is about. It's just going through. So yeah, Halo. I've got a couple of Halo games, so I've caught up with all of those, and Lego as well because I've just bought Lego Avengers.
Right.
But I'm not allowed to play Lego Avengers until I've finished Lego Jurassic World. Nobody's told me that.
Yeah.
That's my self-imposed rule.
Yeah.
That sort of sounded like I'm under emotional abuse category.
Yeah.
Like, you're not allowed to play the game you've paid for. You have to wait. But no, I think it is silly to start another Lego game. So they're quite big. So yeah, I'm confident I'm going to power through all 5, even though I'm barely playing anything, and with the irresistible draw of Fallout.
Yeah.
So have we had any responses? Because we put out a thing saying, give us your lists.
We did. Let's
What
have a
have we had,
look.
Rob?
Scott Patton, 4 in Feb. High hopes. Scott need to free up a bit of time first. He has picked Fallout 4,
Okay.
The Evil Within, Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an open-ended one, Battlefront, and Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Trick there. The difficult one there is Evil Within. That's a very tricky game, and it will test his resolve.
Yeah. Shawnee Boy, I think is how it's pronounced. Until Dawn, Mad Max, Papers, Please, and Her Story.
Oh, that's a good mix.
Ooh.
That's a PlayStation 4 owner right there.
Yep. Right, let me just scroll down because there are some others. Here we go. Gerdog. He's gone for Wolfenstein The New Order, Killzone Shadowfall, Journey, and Fallout 4. I think you were having a little back and forth with him on Twitter about his list.
Yeah, that's a bold. That is, I mean, Wolfenstein, absolutely achievable.
Yep.
But, yeah, there's some big games there.
Yeah. And then Postman Gav, also gone for Rise, Life is Strange, COD Blops 3 as well, and he's got Valiant Hearts on his list as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, that's the feedback we have had
So far.
Yes.
But obviously, not everybody's on social media.
No.
Some people are just going to be listening to this.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this and you are doing 4 in Feb, or you just remember that 4 in Feb is a thing, then get involved. Do it. You don't have to be on Twitter or Facebook. You can just email us at wearetheholocaust@gmail.com and let us know what you're doing and let us know how you progress. Because as much as it's exciting that we can talk about a game every week at least, it also means we can talk about what you've been playing. And that matters to us.
It does. So Fallout.
Oh,
You wanted to put it on the running order. You mentioned it a couple of times.
how good is Fallout 4?
It's very good.
I found a little side quest that gives you a serum that you can take that basically makes you rad resistant for about an hour.
Yeah, I have the same.
And I've just been walking around the glowing sea.
Yeah, I like that bit.
I love the glowing sea.
Yeah.
I kind of want a game, or I want a set of missions just in the glowing sea. And I think there's a possibility that that's where one of the DLC packs is going to go.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Because the crater of Atom, which is not a spoil, I mean, it's a big area in the glowing sea, which is obviously where the bomb hit that destroyed it. They keep saying about the divide. The divide is coming, and that Atom will show his true power.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait because they are tough to fight
Yes.
in that game. Unless you've got good
Yes,
rad
they
resistance, they just butcher you. And I can't help but think that's going to be one of the first DLC packs.
I keep getting distracted by crafting and building settlements.
Yeah, see, this is the thing.
I must have spent
when we
10
last spoke
hours,
about
maybe
it,
more.
You've been playing Grand Designs, and I've been playing Fallout 4.
I've still been playing Grand Designs for the most part.
I might, before you go home tonight, I might just show you what I've built and watch you despair at how awful it is.
The problem is I've started several different sites doing things.
Oh, I just don't want.
So then I run out of I really need to focus on one.
I did
I need
one,
to pick one
and then
and
took
then
all
have-
the resources to one place.
I just need to have like basic defense at the others, like the real basics. Like there's some beds.
I don't care if they can't look after themselves. Then it's not my job. There's a whole army of Minutemen. Why have I got to do everything?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the general. Why am I the general? Because the bloody bloke who keeps going, I've heard about another settlement that could use your help. Constantly, as usual, I got something else for you. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you, Preston?
Fuck off,
There's
Will
a
Smith.
surprise. Could they not have recorded at least 3 more lines of dialogue for that quest starting? I get that it's an XP farm that it's just going to continue to go through, but there aren't that many settlements. I keep going back to the same ones, and they go, oh, some greenskins, super mutants. Yeah, I have. You had them last week.
Yeah.
I can't keep killing things because you're living too close to super mutants.
Yeah.
Move! Like, there's a great... Diamond City is there, right? Good neighbour will let you in, because they let anybody in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Unless you're a sin, obviously.
Yeah.
Join the Brotherhood or something.
Yeah.
Stop sitting in the dirt and then complaining that people come and kick all you and take all your food. This is not a Bug's Life.
Yeah.
This is Fallout. I'm not responsible for you. I'm responsible for myself. But
I feel responsible.
I just adored the point that when I first got it, and I don't know if you use it very much. A lot of people don't. On the Xbox One, there's a thing called Game Hub, and if you go on it, it gives you a breakdown of your time on a game and things you've done. So it'll be things like settlements formed and achievements unlocked. But it also does a top 10 leaderboard for each with your friends.
Yep.
And I got a little bit distracted by thinking, hang on a minute, how is somebody further through the game but less 100% than it? That's not right. So I kept trying to get to number one on all of them. I couldn't do it. You just can't do it.
No.
Because the one person who's really good at one thing hasn't done the story yet.
Yeah.
Because the game's too big to be good at everything all at once. So I think I'm number 2 in my leaderboard for game time.
Right. But
I'm still way behind in terms of completion, of 100% completion stuff.
I did rack up a lot of hours very quickly, but I've had, like as I said, played a lot less lately.
I didn't do the story for a while. I just wandered around and had a bit of explore. But then I sort of got to the point where I was hitting a bit of a wall in terms of levelled areas that were just kicking my ass every time, and I needed some extra firepower. I needed access to stores and things. So, I finished the main campaign. I chose my faction to side with. It's very much felt like I was playing New Vegas in that sense. You genuinely felt that whatever you chose would have a dramatic impact.
Yeah.
And I've got because you can get repeated saves. I worked out the save before I started making the decisions that took me down that path.
Right.
So I've actually preserved that save cryogenically, we could say.
Dudumch.
And so I will go back and then play through the Minutemen way. Well, I won't say which one I did. But obviously you've got the Institute, the Minutemen, the Railroad and the Railroad.
Yeah.
And I want to try all 4 endings
I will eventually,
But what I've decided is I'm going to do that. Each time a new piece of DLC comes out, I'll go back and I'll play through another ending and I'll do that DLC at the same time.
Right.
Because I think the one issue I had with Fallout 3's DLC is it just wasn't enough to bring you back to the game for just that. Like,
that was part of why they brought the settlements in, wasn't it, though?
I know.
A reason to tinker about and things.
But, again, I don't care about these whiny bastards. Like, I don't see why I can't build one good settlement and have everybody go to that.
Yeah.
Rather than have 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. And then
that.
I'd constantly go, well, they're under attack. I don't. There's 5 people.
Yeah.
I've got 20 here, and one of them's a reporter. If I abandon her, she's going to slag me off in the paper.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. I put a Brahmin trough in, and I have no idea why I did it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have traders coming, so I just assumed we can eat the meat.
Yeah.
I don't know. No idea. In the end, I've just... because
I don't fully understand the happiness rating, and the settlement size limit annoys me. I'd be glad if they bring a mod to the Xbox One to get rid of the size limit.
Where did you build your primary settlement?
I haven't really got a primary. I guess the primary is probably Sanctuary Hills.
Yeah, I didn't.
But
I ignored Sanctuary Hills because I hated Preston Garvey so much.
I haven't really got a
And also,
name.
this slightly Asian fellow who just says, I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Quack.
Whatever his bloody name is. The fuck's his problem?
Yeah.
I've been frozen for 200 years. My husband's just been killed. Right? I've just found that everybody I ever know, he's probably dead. And he's going, well, I don't want to talk to you right now. Well, I've just saved your fucking little town from whatever, and you can't be able to talk to me. You want me to build you a new house and put you a bed in there and give you clean water and give you electricity. You lazy. I mean, Asians are supposed to be hard working.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think he's definitely not Japanese, is he?
No.
I mean, probably South Korean lazy bastards. But he just wants to play StarCraft all the time. There are any South Koreans listening. That's a general sweeping generalisation, but he's a lazy bastard in that game. Yeah. But have you met the Vault-Tec salesman yet?
Yes.
That made me smile. I was just like, oh wow, it's him. But my companion does not like him at all.
Yeah.
So I was trying to be nice to him, thinking, mustn't be nice, working for Vault-Tec and then being abandoned. And but yeah, I had the Brotherhood man.
Paladin Dance.
Yeah, I had him for a little while. I gave him the first name Charles.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Charles that's what he did there.
Yeah. But then I went to the combat zone.
Right.
And I met Kate, the Irish woman. And Kate really does encompass everything I have in gameplay. Whereas I want to drink alcohol and punch things, and that's what she does. So she then became my companion, and I was playing as my partner. But then weirdly, a romance formed.
Yeah.
And they're properly at it now. Yeah. Every time she wakes up, she's like, "Oh, don't think I'll be able to walk this morning." It's like, "Oh, for crying out loud, Kate. Dial it back a little bit, love." But
we just got arthritis.
No. It's because I'm an incredibly rough lover.
Who's what I had? I had Piper for a while as a companion.
Yeah.
And Paladin Dance. I had Nick Valentine.
I had trouble with Nick for a while. I like Nick.
Yeah.
I did his side quest where we tracked down the guy who killed the original Nick. I don't know if you've done that.
Not yet.
But yeah, it's one of the side dies. Like his personality was based on a 20th century detective, 20th century detective. And so he tries to track down the person that killed the original detective. That's quite a cool story.
I don't think putting off doing the main quest. I'm at the point now where I've got to hunt the Corsair, steal their brain chip to go to the Institute.
Yeah.
So I know what I've got to do next. So kind of what the next step is.
Do you know what the Corsairs look like?
Have you seen horses? I don't think I have.
No. See, when I was told to go and hunt the Corsair, it's the most deadly thing.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, this is a world where sentry bots exist.
Yeah.
I went in, tooled up to the nines, and it's just a very well armed synth.
Yeah.
I was really pleased.
But no, I said that I was probably expecting a very well armed synth.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was expecting something like Sentinel Prime or something like that, just wandering around going...
literally Optimus Prime.
Yeah, just it was a car, you walk past it and you hear a noise, and you turn around and it's just there.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Like, go on, not a huge...
Vats.
Absolutely.
Jet.
My partner, because obviously we've talked about how she's not a gamer at all. But we do have kids, both of us, so we have that in common. And she said every time I sex...
Have you been institutionalised yet?
every time I use the VAT system, she went, "Oh, it's the noise off the Omnitrix in Ben 10. And I'm thinking, oh, for goodness sake. No, it's the noise of the VAT system. It was in before Ben 10 even existed, but... All right, well, I'll give you that one. At least you've taken an interest. She was playing Lego Marvel the other day, and she played with her little girl. And her little girl basically went, "Get in the car," and then just drove her around the city and wouldn't let her get out of the car. And every time she got out, she'd run her over. So
Back in the car.
That was funny to watch. She was like, what do I have to do? And she went, "Nothing. Just sit in the car." So, oh Christ.
Yeah.
But,
sit in the car.
But yeah, so Fallout. I will admit that early on I struggled to find the time for it, but now I'm finding a point where I'm struggling to not find enough time for it.
I don't know if maybe I've done the other way around, where I played so much before, I kind of having a little bit of a break. I played a bit of NHL recently, obviously started Tomb Raider. What else did I play recently? Something else, which I forget.
Tag,
yeah, I was thinking Annabelle. She's the worst. She's the worst hide and seek player in the world. But yeah, I had a little mini break from it. I played a little bit. I get distracted too much. I kind of keep thinking, right, I'll sit down, I'll finish the main quest, make my decision, and then I'll do his other little side quests. So I think I know which way I'm leaning for faction.
Right.
But that might change.
Okay. So what are you thinking at the moment?
At the moment, I'm thinking Brotherhood.
Okay. All right.
At the moment. Yeah. But I've done a little bit of Railroad. Obviously, as I said, I'm at the point where I need to go to the Institute, so I haven't even started any of their kind of stuff yet. Obviously, you've had things hinted, like when you with Kellogg and stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck spoiler shit, it's been out since fucking November. So...
You're not spoil anything, you just the name for cereal brand.
Exactly. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way at the moment. I've done a little bit with Minutemen stuff. Yeah. But as I said, I just keep getting distracted by settlement stuff. So I build a wall and then run out of stuff and go back and do something else.
Do you know what distracts me the most? I look at my
life,
and a little location I've not explored. It pops up on the radar.
Yeah, I get that occasionally.
Okay, I'm going to see what that is.
Yeah.
And then what I've got now is I've got...
How far did you get with the Brotherhood? Very far?
Probably.
Did you get the Vertibird?
No. Well, no, I could call it in whenever I wanted it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the best thing.
I didn't have a personal one.
Because where was I? Right down in the sea. And it's kind of like...
Get in the sea, right?
Get in the sea.
Get in the glowing sea.
Well, like, I need to take all this stuff. There was several bits I need to go back to, like, basically Sanctuary Hills.
Yeah.
To tick off quests, and I'm like, well, I can dump all this stuff, and it's just like, I can't be asked to walk there. I'll call a taxi. And it literally, it will come and pick you up from anywhere.
Some Uber.
Yeah.
The Fallout
Yeah,
world.
it is a bit, and it's just like, just throw that.
My
The problem is I
favourite-
accidentally throw it now and again. I think I've quit my grenade, and I'm like, grenade. Oh fuck! It's a fucking flare. Just like, oh, for fuck's sake! But then the helicopter comes and kills everything. I'm like, I suppose I better get on now.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, I had,
just take me 10 yards down the road, please.
I got to the point where I was getting very annoyed by having too much to do that I couldn't carry it.
Yeah, oh god, all the time.
And so
I really need to slim back on my weapons, so I just can't do it.
There was a couple of perks, and one of them is you can fast travel when encumbered.
Right.
And that has been a godsend because
I've stuck to my guns as I did with Skyrim.
Everything up.
No,
and go.
I've stuck to my guns. I haven't fast travelled anywhere.
You know?
Nope.
But you've used a taxi company.
Yeah.
You scumbag.
Yeah, shit.
You didn't pay for that.
No.
You just
I know.
killed
I had to buy
things.
more flares because I did it so often. To go back and buy some more.
Well, 70s trousers aren't going to help you get a helicopter.
They are. They're big pockets. All my stuff's deep pocketed from the crafting. I still get over it. Like power armor, maxed up to the 9s, still get over encumbered.
I built my power armor and then painted it in the Hulkbuster colours.
Nice.
And put a jetpack on it.
Nice.
And when it lands and then flames shoot out of it. So yeah, that's my Hulkbuster.
Just landing in a settlement and torching all that sweet corn.
It doesn't really work that much, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I've tried to kill people in my own settlements. It doesn't really go too easily. I did like, there was Bethesda, they're putting out a patch for Fallout. You may have already seen the tweet, but I tweeted out about what my favourite in the patch notes of what it was. And there were things like, you can't finish a quest because this character has fallen through the floor or something like that. Happens a lot. But my favourite one...
Some people found a glitch where if you did the final choice in a certain order, you literally could not progress. You couldn't even glitch it to finish it.
That is what we want, really. So, yeah, here we go. I've got it up in front of me. So they put a thing through, fixed an issue where Vault 81 residents would not dismember correctly. So, brilliant. I like the fact that that's on their first patch. But, I've been shooting his leg for ages, it wouldn't fall off. Just brilliant. I love that, Bethesda. Thank you. Because it is just a Bethesda game through. It doesn't try and be anything else, it doesn't need to. But I love exploring the vaults. That's still my favourite thing. Fallout has always been. I just wish there was a game which was about 150 vaults, and I could just travel around America.
Dungeon Keeper, isn't it?
Well, no. I mean, I want to do Route 66 Fallout, and it literally have 100 vaults, and each of them do a different experiment, and just because reading all the information and all the computer terminals and what the experiment was and how that experiment panned out is absolutely fascinating.
I like it when they've got it might have been Vault 81, what the original experiment was, and then you get behind the secret wall.
Yeah.
And then you've got the completely different subset of doctors going, no, this is the actual experiment. Fuck what they're saying. It's like, this is what's really going on.
And it's just the fact that, this vault seems really nice. They're all really happy.
Yeah.
What could possibly be... Oh, it was a big sinister thing to kill them all with diseases.
There's a death claw that should be released on little Sammy's birthday.
It was great. The only thing about that whole vault I hated was having to go out of the vault and fetch a cat and make it walk back to the vault. I don't care about fucking cats. I went to one place, it was a hotel for old people, like a care home. So a hotel for old people. And that was full of cats. And I shot them all. Because I thought the cats had eaten them all. Well, they were skeletons, but the cats were alive. So obviously, they weren't new cats. And if they were new cats, what were they doing there?
Ghoul cats.
So I reckon they were monstrous cats. Or the people who'd been reincarnated, it was like a Buddhist care home. And they all come back as cats and lived in their rooms. But either way, they're all dead now.
Anyway.
There's a little island full of Mirelurks,
right?
Called... what's it called?
Island.
Spectacle Island, I think it's called. It's sort of near the castle on the map. And I hadn't been there at all, but I'd been told there was a bobblehead there somewhere. I was on a quest bobblehead. So I was asking people to give me advice on roughly where I should be looking, but not where they are.
Yeah.
So, I've been Spectacle Island. I was like, no. He was like, Spectacle Island. Right, okay. So go there. So I'm in there, and like every type of Mirelurk you can imagine, because they've set up a radio base to attract Mirelurks.
Right.
So I kind of got the feeling, I have not looked at the rest of the story, but I think they might be doing some kind of Jurassic Park experiment to create this theme park. But I was looking for this bobblehead, and I saw in the distance what looked like the top of a submarine, and Postman Gav had popped over, so I was showing him how good it looked on this TV. And we're going to swim over, so picking up rads. I was like, it's going to be so worth it. It's going to be so... Go close. It wasn't a submarine, but it was like a research-based thing, and just a concrete post with gantry around it. Went in there. There was a pistol and a couple of stim packs. That was it. They put that in the game, and I thought, I love you. I love you, Professor. That's brilliant. Like, I went to a huge amount of effort. I've sucked up so much radiation that I could kill a dozen David Bowies, and instead, I'm getting stim packs that won't even recover the health I've lost as a result of this expedition.
That's why I go over on my power armour, because it's rad resistance.
Well, I've only used my power armour for 2 things in the game. I used it for my final mission, which was a huge battle.
Yeah.
Have you done the Battle of Bunker Hill yet?
No.
Because that comes up, I think, in any quest line, you still get this one. And that is the first large-scale battle that I think you get in the game. It's crazy. I mean, Fallout is usually quite a lone experience. Obviously, the last one of 3 was quite big, and the last one of Vegas was quite big. But you don't tend to get too many big ones in the game.
Yeah, I've taken part in a few skirmishes, shall we say.
Yeah.
So I've come across other Brotherhood of Steel Knights fighting super mutants.
I know fun doing that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Especially when a Vertigo gets shot down.
Yeah.
And bits
And it gets shot down all the frigging time. They're the worst spread in the world. They come in this massive airship and their vertebrae are shot. It's amazing that they made it in the airship.
All this technology and they couldn't come armour plating.
There were literally 3 raiders. One was a legendary raider and they took down the vertebrate. I just sniped them from this. I'm like, how did you not kill these people?
It's I kind of want there to be a DLC pack where there's a group of super mutant Brotherhood people. Because could you imagine the super mutants with Brotherhood
steel
weapons and vehicles? Also, I want cars. I want a car to just suddenly pull up in front of me and go, right? Like, what? Because helicopters is fine, but no, I'm not going to need a car. They had a boat in Fallout 3.
I need to disable the bit where if I hold, I can't remember which button it is, because I always do it accidentally. It ejects the power core from my back.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a bomb. I keep pushing the wrong button, so it's beep, beep, beep. I'm like, fucking, stop doing that. So I need to disable that shit.
Yeah, so that's it. I don't really use the power armor because I quite like the fact that I go in.
Yeah.
For a while, I found a comic book shop, and in there they had a display stand of an axe in it.
Oh, I use the axe.
Yeah, and I used that pretty much for the first third of the game. Didn't use guns at all if I could help it. I took on Deathclaws with it. I loved it. Yeah. Absolutely loved it. And I learned how to block a melee attack with it, so I could cause a stagger and I'll just take their leg off. The amount of fun I have with ghouls where I'll take their legs off.
Yeah.
What's really good, and what I can recommend highly, if you take both their arms off, they will try and kick you.
Right.
And it looks a little bit like the Black Knight from Monty Python.
Excellent.
And they just kind of run, and they're like, and all sorts of trying to headbutt you and stuff. But if you can shoot all their arms and legs off in some cases, and they'll just sit there and go, try to bite you. It's not a very good sound. I thought it was going to make a better sound.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, in short, I think we're both enjoying it.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to when you finish it. We'll do a spoiler episode
cast
where we actually discuss about our choices. I mean, the point is, a game like Fallout is that choice is everything. And some people will probably play it once and not want to go back to it.
Yeah.
And I think in those cases, it's always interesting to see who...
Those people are wrong.
Yeah, I will reveal at this point that obviously my venturing with Charles Dance, that was because I went a certain way. But as you go through the game,
you can change.
You get presented with more sides of the story, and I won't say I didn't necessarily change my mind.
Yeah,
but it did bring into question like where my loyalty really is.
Yeah, I've seen a few people,
and I liked that about it because you kind of have this idea that you're like, well, the Brotherhood are clearly dickheads. I mean, the boss of the Brotherhood on the Pridwin is a tool of the most epic nature. And but more so, actually, the bloke in Cambridge Police Station who sends you out to clean out settlements, who just will not cut you a break, no matter how many people you kill. And he's just like, no, you do your job, and then you come back. You're like, oh, I don't care. I just want to kill him. And the amount of times I'd save my game just so I could kill him and then go back to the save and just have the knowledge that it's that easy.
Yeah.
Like Hawkeye in Ultron, just
no one would know.
I had to basically every time I'll follow in a room and I'm thinking, I could put a stealth boy on right now.
That'd
I
be
could put a
it.
stealth boy on and probably take you out and nobody would notice. But I don't, because I'm a good person and I've not murdered anyone in cold blood in my whole playthrough. One guy's finished it without killing anyone.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which he's used companions and
mines and things.
Yeah, to kill people, but he hasn't actually pulled a bullet, the trigger on a
Yeah.
gun, which is stupid. Why would you do that?
I think the principle of the experiment was like the game kind of forces you. There is no way to do it like democratically.
No, but
It's
you're
inherently
living in an apocalypse future scenario.
This is
right?
also an apocalypse future scenario where 200 years in the future there's still perfectly good packets of cram. It's kind of like, that's got to be the best tin fucking jobby in the world.
In fact,
I wonder if Smedley's in Wisbeach shut. Couldn't match that. It lasted 20 years, not 200.
Yeah, well, it comes down to the fact that you can have a diary entry that will sit on a desk for 200 years and not be a problem.
Yeah.
And yet walls will crumble.
Yeah.
And trees will grow and floods will happen. And I mean, you have to look past the logic of real world and the fact this Fallout world is just brilliant.
Aye.
Although I wish there were more rad scorpions.
I don't.
I've only encountered 3.
Really?
Well,
I counted 3 at once at one point.
I had
Bastard.
one. There's a little shed I found, It was full of radioactive barrels, and there was a chest in there, and I thought, that's going to have a good weapon in it. It's surrounded by
Chest,
radiation.
gym chest, desperado.
So I took some Radex, and I ran in, and as I went to open it, the rad scorpion came out in the shed with me.
Nice.
That was brilliant. Loved it. But my big nemesis at the moment is the bloody sentry bots.
Right.
I had 2 at once the other day, and it was not a pleasant fight.
I think I had 2 rad scorpions appear at once near the castle. I ran back to the castle where I'd set up loads of turrets.
There you go.
So I literally just ran back in the door, then watched it get blitzed.
castle. I saw somebody had made a video. They'd actually rebuilt the castle and turned it into the one from 2 Towers.
Yeah.
And I thought, Helm's Deep.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And then they said any time it's attacked, it's
know.
actually like the back of Helm's Deep. But so we will return to Fallout periodically. Probably won't talk about too much for the rest of this month because we'll be doing 4 in Feb.
Yes.
But obviously your story mode is on your 4
It is. Main quest.
We'll perhaps wrap that up at the end of the month. And we'll talk about it then.
Speaking of wrapping things up.
Yep.
I think we've got one more thing to get to.
Is this what I need my cup and dice?
You will
for?
do, yes. So we on the last episode, which was episode 34, all those many weeks ago, we set a Football Manager 2016 competition.
We did, where you could win a copy of
Football Manager 2016, strangely enough.
if you knew the answer to the following question.
Yep, I wanted to know which other team, other than Newcastle United, play at St James's Park.
Yeah,
We had quite a few entries.
It's a nice local team.
Yes.
To Newcastle.
Nice and nearby.
The answer is, because I've got it in front of me, executable file to City.
Yeah, that is correct.
So, we had lots of correct entries. We had to discount a couple of people because I work with them. So, sorry, but that would look weird. If
terms and conditions being applied to the Holocaust
Well, it's not
competition.
necessarily terms and conditions, but I think we have to have a certain amount of ethics in games journalism, otherwise we'll have Gamergate all over us.
Yeah.
But so what we've done
Either
is
us or we're fine.
we've got 6 people
Okay.
who qualify
Right.
and didn't look like dickheads.
Okay.
So what I've got is I've got a dice in a cup
Right.
there,
Yep.
and I've got a dice tray.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll the dice.
You're like a dice tray salesman. Just leave it. Just
And
leave it out.
I do leave it out.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to roll dice into it.
Hey.
So I'm going to roll the dice, and then numerically, whichever order the emails arrived,
Yep.
if their number comes up, they're the winner. I think that's the only fair way.
Just draw the winner.
That is a number 2.
Okay. Bolton Wanderers.
The number 2 person is Woolly Smiley from Scotland.
It's like Scotland, but different.
He's a lovely man. He said, he
The
actually...
entire country of people called Scotland.
On his email, he
Scotland.
said, after 20-minute walks, listening to chunks of podcasts at a time, finally got to the end of the episode to hear the competition that I was told to listen out for a couple of weeks ago. What team plays at St James's Park in the English Football League? It's thorough. Didn't put the question mark at the end there, but he is Scottish. And the answer would be Newcastle United, obviously, but also Exeter City Football Club. As always, keep up the good work, stay safe, and enjoy the holiday season. Well, that was obviously insincere because we didn't.
Well, I did. Mine was all right.
Thanks. P.S. Please leave the small Scottish island with 7 people alone, which we must have talked about at some point. I don't
Orkney
remember.
or something.
But we're an equal opportunity offender.
Yeah.
We don't forget. But he said, "What did me or my 6 neighbours do to you, Bouncy?" So, I don't know.
Sunk the North Atlantic Fleet or something on there.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Smiley, you've legitimately and democratically won on the roll of a dice.
Yeah.
So well done. We will get that to you as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I'll get that from Rob and I'll email it out after we've recorded this show.
Yep. Cool. That's it.
that it?
Housekeeping is the last thing
Housekeeping.
on the agenda.
Now, I haven't got an agenda in front of me and it's been a while. So
Okay.
let's see. I'm going to try and go through it.
Right.
So, obviously, Christmas is finished. You might
Yeah.
have Christmas money.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll be shopping on Amazon.
Yeah.
And if you do shop on Amazon, make sure you use the Holocaust affiliate link,
Mhm.
which a lot of people did over Christmas.
They did.
And it has topped up the kitty somewhat.
Yes.
So it looks like our trip to Resd
Yeah.
will be quite easily funded. So we've got our ticket sorted, Rob.
Yeah.
Meant to say. Don't know if I have.
I don't know. I can't remember what it is.
It's in the Old Tobacco Dock in London.
When?
And it's
When?
April.
When in April?
About the same time you're getting married.
Well, I'm getting married in May, so that's already passed.
What? I don't know. It's in April. It's like 7th to the 11th,
Yeah,
I think, something like that.
Let me have a look.
But I think it's the 7th. I think that's my ex's birthday, and I thought it would really piss her off that I weren't going to be around as a babysitter.
Yeah, it will. What does it bring up Wikipedia? That's stupid. Keep talking. I'll find it.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you for using the affiliate link. It does make it doesn't make things different in terms of the sense of what we're going to record, but we do like to be able to say we can upgrade our equipment periodically, and what Rob's put towards a gold membership, didn't you? From it, because we decided that actually Rob playing games would help the games podcast be a little bit more interesting. So we've kind of let him have some money towards that. He offered to pay it back, but we said no.
7th to the 9th of April.
7th to the 9th, well, there we go.
So,
So yeah, we've got tickets booked, and it's mostly indie games, and it's a delightful location. So we'll be going to that, hopefully. We'll fine-tune details of that a little bit closer to the time. But if you're going, let us know. We will meet up, and you can buy us a drink, which is the best way to show appreciation for a podcast. Or, if you don't want to pay the sort of prices that they'll charge, bring an extra drink with you to give to us. That is also acceptable. Particularly if you've got any of the Fallout beer that I tried to get Rob for Christmas.
it's ridiculously expensive.
I didn't care. You were worth it, Rob.
I am.
But
My long, luscious locks.
I found a single bottle for £12. And I tried to order it, and he said, the labels are damaged. And I said, that's all right, because it looked distressed.
Yeah.
And he went, well, it's damaged, and so is the lid. I was like, the lid?
The lid might be slightly more serious.
Damaged. And he went, yeah. Is there any beer left? He went, no, it's just a bottle. I went, no. No, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
It was only a bottle of Carlsberg. That's all it is. With a Fallout label on it. So, yeah, I was a bit gutted. I had to come out with a secondary plan.
Yeah.
Get my boss to draw around his penis.
Thanks.
Anyway, so Fallout, so Affiliate Link's done. If you have been looking at Loot Crate recently and you're thinking of getting the Loot Crate membership, we also have an affiliate link for that.
We do.
And you can also make sure that if you have any comments or queries or anything, you email us at wearelollicourse@gmail.com. You can get in touch with us via Twitter at wearthelollicourse. You can get in touch with Rob
at Rob McGregor 35.
and you can get in touch with me at Bounce1HR2B. And I don't remember if there's anything else.
See you next week for episode 36.
That changes every week though, so it is difficult to remember.
It is difficult.
Do you know what, before we go, there was one person who I work with who I don't get on with brilliantly.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else, it's a dream to work with. One person, we just have a clash of personality. And the other day, I went to sleep and I had a lovely dream about my partner making a joke about him.
Mm-hmm.
But the next day, I forgot that was a dream.
Okay.
And I was excitedly telling my colleagues that Claire had made a brilliant joke about this employee. And the joke was as follows. It was all started from the fact that he offered someone a pen,
Right.
which had Pearl and Dean written on it.
Right.
And he went, would you like a pen? Like that, because it's the Pearl and Dean music.
Right.
And I told Claire, And Claire went, God, he's such a and then stopped, showing the importance of restraint in joke telling.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of her. And I was so proud of her that I decided to believe that was reality and then relayed it to everyone else. So there you go. Also, while we were away, I redesigned the UK flag.
Okay.
Because I don't think Wales is properly represented. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
Because the Welsh accent is my second favourite accent in the world. Female mostly, but like Terry Wogan, his Welsh accent is delightful.
Yeah.
That famous
Welsh
Welsh accent. But no, so I decided what we needed was the regular Union flag, right? But then with a 3D lenticular effect bursting out from it with like tattered bits of fabric, a big red dragon, right? But with St George tattooed on his arm, right? And then the UKIP logo underneath that, right? So it'll be like boom, like that, big dragon. So if you look at me, I'm now posing it, it's like that. So almost like a WWF pose, right? And then in the background, just fireworks, all lenticular, like smoke coming out of his nose. I mean, that'd be the coolest flag in the world, wouldn't it? That'd beat India's one with a wheel on it. I mean, name a cooler flag.
Brazil.
What's that got on it? The world.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It is.
I've got a globe upstairs.
Albania. A two-headed eagle. That would fuck you up.
A two-headed eagle?
Yeah.
What about the...
Their number one
California?
export is furious political thought.
My number one export is furious thought general. I do more than just political. I can get cross about anything.
Yeah.
Like right now, look. Bubble wrap's annoying, isn't it? See? I can rant about anything at any time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's not a cooler flag. If you're listening at home, you can think of a better flag than that, then do it. I've also noticed that from this angle, it looks like Rob's got a clown nose on.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. It's just a
drink a lot,
colourful
right?
microphone. Because we have colour-coded microphones.
Yeah.
Mine's black, like my coffee, and his is blue, like a Smurf. We'll get better go.
Yeah.
See you later, people.
Bye.
We are the Holocaust.